Hi there, Scott Rendall. Just had a question asked to us. How do you control dust? When we clean carpets, we look at it as more of a restorative effect or a restorative cleaning, meaning that we don't obviously clean your carpet every single day. It's usually once every few months to a year, at the top end maybe 18 months. So we have to look at it from a restorative standpoint and also a maintenance standpoint. So if we look at the whole big picture of cleaning in general, we come in on the restorative side, which leaves the maintenance side to you, the consumer, your housekeeper, or whatever. The way to control dust is super important on the maintenance side. That means you have to vacuum, sweep up floors that are hard floor surfaces like wood and tile, and make sure that the furnace filter is changed often too, usually every 6 months to a year. Check your furnace filter just to make sure. Your furnace should have a sticker on it or somewhere in the instructions it'll tell you. But those key components right there, the two main things being the maintenance or interval cleaning and also the restorative cleaning, if you have those as a package, if you put those together and look at the big picture, your dust control is going to be you're going to have a lot more success with it than if you just looked at one or the other. I like to tell people, make sure that any infiltrating dust is picked up on a regular basis, not just once a year when we come out to do the carpet cleaning. Make sure your vacuum works. Make sure that your filter is working on your vacuum, your bag is clean or replaced. So there's a lot more to it than just saying, well, I vacuum once a week or whatever, and I wipe surfaces once a month. The most successful cleaning systems are going to be those where you look at the big picture and you try to make sure that all those things are tuned in to make that dust go away, or at least lessen that dust. Furnace filters, vacuums, sweeping the floors, making sure that if you're near a dirt road especially, that you have traffic mats, even if you have hard floors. See, carpet is looked at as a filter where the dust blows in from the outside. If you have the windows open or when you open the door to enter the house, your house is going to breathe. And so that dust comes in the house and it wants to settle. That first 30 feet within the entrance of any doorway from the outside is going to be the critical point where that dust is going to filter in. You might notice if you've ever cleaned a hard floor, like let's say you went away for a while but the windows were open, you might see that there's a big layer of dust towards the entryway of where that transition happens. And then further away, it's not as dusty. And that's because that dust likes to settle at the point of entry, more so than the point opposite the entry. If you have a high gust of wind, now my garage is a good example. If I open up both doors of my garage and I have a big airflow come through there, the dust not only goes all the way through that traffic lane, but it hits the side of the walls and scatters down that way too. So we have to think of mitigating that airflow somehow. So that's another concern or another input that you have to concern yourself with. If I open up the garage door and open up the window in the bedroom, I'm going to have gale force or more wind that's going to carry that dust further. So just pay attention to that kind of stuff. If you have a westerly wind, maybe it's a good idea to open up the easterly windows and leave the westerly ones closed, or the north and south, so that that main infiltration of dust stays on the outside of your house. Some is still going to work its way around. There's nothing we can do about ubiquitous dust, but we can mitigate it and at least make it less of a concern so that all of your stuff stays a little bit less dustier. So those are my couple of tips there. Make sure that you're vacuuming often, that you're changing your filter often on your furnace if it's forced air. Make sure that your floors are dusted. Do your dusting once a month or so on all the surfaces. We like to start in one room, do that one room, and then go backwards towards the source. You can do whatever way you want. I just like to, if I start and stop, I don't want to forget where I stopped when I pick up. So that's kind of how I do it. All right, any more questions on dust control, please do feel free to give us a call at 810-225-2184 or check our website at rendallscleaning.com.